Time is 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the regular monthly Rockwood City Council meeting to order. At this time, I'd like to ask everybody to stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag and a prayer by former council member Dudley Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for the day you've given us. What a wonderful day created. After the storms and now the sunshine, it just it enlightens all of our hearts, makes us feel better. We pray for the council tonight, Mayor Jolly, and the council members, this city staff. As they prepare the budget, we pray, God, that these funds that will be presented will be adequate enough to make our town grow and thrive. We pray for that thriving, Lord. Pray for your blessings on our town. Protect our men and women who serve us and our employees and our townspeople as well. We give you honor and glory for this day you've given us. We ask all this in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant.
Here.
Councilman Davis.
Here.
Councilwoman Evans. Here. Councilman Fuller.
Here.
Councilman Reed.
Here.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Jolly.
Here. At this time, I'd like a motion to approve our minutes from May 22nd, 2023 and June 5th, 2023. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Councilwoman Wilson,
Nothing, sir.
any additions or subtractions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, there be none. Next is a presentation and approval of financial. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Reed. Councilman Fuller?
As usual, we'll turn it over to Ms. Becky.
You have a copy of all the bank statements in your packet. In the general fund, as of May 31st, 2023, we had $1,241,944.27. Reserve and emergency, we had $247,752.30. Payroll fund, $79,955.72. The police drug fund, there was $42,527.95. State street aid, $302,749.72. Small drug fund, $6,607.54. And capital projects, we had $971,489.61, for a total of $2.8,093,027.11. You also have a copy of all the bank statements as we receive them. You also have a copy of the summary financials ending May 31st. All the departments are pretty much in line with where they need to be this time of year. One thing to remember on the revenues is we continue to receive money in July and even sometimes all the way up to August. And I will keep giving you the end of year. June, I'll give you June in July, and I'll give it to you again in August to show that money continued to come in. All the department heads have done well with their budgets. We'll have several budget amendments at the end of this meeting where we move money from some of their lines to other lines, but nobody's budget is over. Golf and Park and Rec have exceeded their budgets by golf by a lot. And Park and Rec has made their budget, their estimated revenue for the first time in, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. Done very well. And the airport, we're still selling fuel, and I'll let you know how that comes in July because they had to buy fuel in June, and they're still selling that fuel. We feel certain that they're going to make their budget. And we don't worry about them not making it. You also have a copy of the check register for all the checks that was written in the month of May. And I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Councilman Fuller?
I don't have anything.
Councilman Reed? No comment. Any comment from any of the other council members? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Jolt?
Yes. Next is committee reports from council. I'll start with Councilman Bryan. Anything on this end? Councilwoman Wilson?
I've got quite a few. Our meeting for Parks and Rec was supposed to take place last week, so you guys didn't receive any minutes because we had to move it to this week because the Dixie Youth was playing in a tournament and everybody was busy, so you'll get, I guess, last meeting's minutes next month. We have 3 teams that made it to state, 8U, 10U, and 12U. They will play on July 13th. I think it's in Parsons, Tennessee, so that's really good. And they're having a baseball tournament this Saturday, July 1st at the complex. It's $50 a team, and I believe that money it goes to offset some of the price for the parents for the tournament. And it's $10 a person admission. Parks and Rec's also doing on July 10th, the Main Street Mondays. It's a new thing that they've started. It's going to be the second Monday of every month until September. This month, it's on July 10th, like I said, and it's from 6 to 9. And High Carbon Steel will play at 7. The Hibachi food truck will be there, Kona Ice, vendors, farmers market, and arts and crafts. And if anybody's interested in setting up a booth, there's no setup fee. And that's all I have.
Councilman Fuller? Councilman Reed? Councilwoman Evans? At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment. I'd ask that all you have to do is stand, state your name, your address, and we'd like for you to keep it 2 minutes around that time. And this will be the only time you'll be allowed to speak in the meeting unless a council member or myself yields the floor to you. Anybody over here?
I do, Mayor. Dudley Evans, 456 South Kingston. Announcement to make, our model railroad is finally going to move back downtown. And we're happy about that. The VFW is closing down. I know that Chris knows about that. And unfortunately, they're just not able to conduct meetings there. So they're going to sell that property. So we have been in the process of moving the huge layout to the old Walker store building. And we're just glad that we can put it back downtown. We're to be actually a draw, hopefully, to bring in some people. If we can get the caboose back over there now, that might be something. Down the road, but right across the road by the Homecoming Park. But thank you. It's a task to move that. But we've been in the process. And then Friday night, our Roane County Opry is going to be at the Princess Theater in Harriman. So we're helping Family Promise Roane County that night. We'll be there at 6:30 when the concert starts. Our family band, Temper Evans Band, and my son Derek, and of course me as well. We'll be performing. I've got a guy come from Knoxville, going to do some Frank Sinatra classics. Trent James will be with us, our Saturday Night in the Grove Band. Carl Fried Chicken Curtis, his wife Shake and Bake. Really that's her name, but I don't think she's performing, but anyway. They're really good doing pop and jazz. And Dave Arabia's coming up in 10 Mile into some gospel. It's all country music, pop, jazz, all genres of music. And I'm emceeing it with Donnie Hall, and it's just like a Roane County, it's like a Grand Ole Opry, but it's a 3-hour program with an intermission in the middle. So it's $10 donation to help Family Promise. And we'd love to see you guys there. You'll see our ad in the paper. And if you can make it on Friday, start your 4th of July weekend out with a bang. So come on up and be with us. Thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else on this side? In the middle? On the right? Go ahead.
Key Lower, 115 Kirby Lane. To add to this, Wilson's comments, Rockwood Parks and Rec has also started sponsoring with the American Red Cross to do blood drives at the community center. Tomorrow's our second one. We're trying to build up our base. So if you want to give blood with American Red Cross, you can either call and schedule an appointment and just show up between 12 and 4, and they'll be happy to take care of you. Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
Mayor, may I mention one more thing?
Sure.
Since Kenny mentioned that, we would have loved to have that information a week ago at Channel 12. It just don't seem like the information gets from this department to us up there, and I didn't know about it, but I'll be glad to try to do a post. We did the last one because I think Alan Lutz told us about it, but did not know about a blood drive there tomorrow. But if you can just get us that info, we'd love to just be the community spokesman for this area, so.
They actually send that out, so I'll ask her to include you, but
Yeah.
they're the ones that's in charge of it.
Yeah, I spoke to that lady the last time, so yeah. Okay. But it's just kind of like IE, I guess, so, thank you.
Me as well, if you don't mind.
Okay.
At this time, I'd like to ask Ricky Steele to come down here. As everyone knows, he's moved on to bigger and better things. He started working here October 24th, 1988 to July the 4th, 2023, nearly 35 years. And we went out of our way this year and we got you a nice plaque here. In all seriousness, we will definitely miss you. I appreciate everything you've done for this city. Hope we have a lot more like you here. And it means a lot you're a good friend of mine and I hate to see you go, but I understand.
He said he actually worked part-time for a while before that.
So that's 40 something years. You're gonna put 40 years on your plaque, that'll be all right?
Yeah,
We'll take that home with you, hang on. We have a plaque coming for you, it's just not here tonight, okay? Anybody, Rick, anybody? Rick's ready, so you go. So. You don't believe that, do you? Oh yeah, he's a dandy. Thank you so much.
He's one of the best, I promise you.
Now him and Bubba, both of them left. As soon as I get elected, everybody's leaving. Bubba and Rick, yeah, man. Don't tell what tomorrow, bro. I'd also like to recognize we have some members from Wrong Alliance with us tonight. Thank you guys for being here and all that you do in our community. We greatly appreciate you guys as well. All right, moving on to old business. Ordinance 1291, an ordinance rezoning a certain municipal property from R1 to M1. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for a public hearing. Is there any discussion on ordinance 1291?
Do we have any plans for that?
No, the only plans I know is getting it rezoned and then marketing it. The property belongs to the city and the buildings belong to water. And if it's sold, it'll be split accordingly. Is there anything else to add to that?
But right now,
No.
no. Okay.
Any comment on the public hearing? If not, I'll close the public hearing. This time I'd entertain the motion for ordinance 1291. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Fuller?
Well, this is what we need to do so we can get it on the block. Like new buildings downtown here are looking good, so sounds like it's not too far off before it's time to put it on the block.
See here before we know it.
The only other thing is that the fence is on the wrong property, and so you might need to check on that before you sell it, because they may think they've got more than what they've got.
All right. Any further comment? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Jolly?
Yes. Next is ordinance 1292. It's an ordinance of the city of Rockwood, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate on the first reading for the second reading.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Second reading for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2024. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for a public hearing on ordinance 1292.
Mayor, just a point of event, is this ordinance going to be read aloud to the public, or do we know the tax rate? Thank you.
The whole ordinance will not be read aloud to the public, but the tax rate is $1.05.
Thank you.
Any further comment? This time I'd like to close the public hearing on ordinance 1292. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Councilwoman Wilson,
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Davis,
No.
any further comment? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
No.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Joe?
Yes. That's all the old business. New business, ordinance number 1293, an ordinance amending a section 2-102 of the Rockwood Municipal Code concerning the library board. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller, is there a second?
Yes.
Second by Councilwoman Evans.
Oh, God.
Councilman Fuller,
I believe we went over it pretty good last time, so nothing.
Councilwoman,
This is sitting down by the board and supposed to have been in effect for years, but we didn't know it. So, it's a matter of, the people on the board not getting their $50 a month, and I don't think it's gonna make any difference to anybody. We just don't get paid, but that's fine. I don't think that anybody really cares. We're just concerned about our library and hoping that it grows, and we've got a great director, and I think we're doing a good job, so, yeah, we'll do that.
any further comment?
Is that a state mandate?
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
So we didn't know about it, and it got brought to our attention by one of our board members, actually, so.
Yeah. Well, we found out it last week at our board meeting, so we didn't know either.
Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Joe?
Yes. Next, resolution 2329, a resolution approving Cigna Local Plus Plan for city health insurance for employees from August 1st, 2023 to July 31st, 2024. What's the will of the council?
I have a question.
Let's get it on the floor first. Is there a motion and a
So moved.
motion by Councilwoman Wilson? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bryant. Councilwoman Wilson?
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Bryant?
No, sir.
Any further comment?
I do. I know why we do this, but this should have been brought before the council. That runs out in a week, and we should have had this before us in time where this could be put out for bids. Anything else we put out for bids. Now, if I'm the one person bidding on this, and I can go out there and research it, but I think we need to put it, like anything else, up for bid, where any company can come in and bid on this. We do everything else. Anything over, what, $5,000, we put it out for a bid. And rather than every year us go through this same thing, and the same person gets it, he researches it. I know Chris, he's a good guy. But I think we still need to follow a procedure, and we're not here. And I can accept it, but there's always that little doubt that maybe somewhere along the way, we're not doing the right thing, and I don't think we are in this case. It should be put out for bid just like anything else, but that's my opinion. But that's how we do everything else.
I will say that he puts our insurance out to bid with every company, every year.
They should be doing that. They should be putting in a bid to us, not to him. He's not on council.
We hired him for a 5-year period, and I'm not sure which year we're in, but he's our broker.
Right.
So we're in the second, third year maybe. So,
Any further comment on this? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
No.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Joe?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2330, a resolution to appoint Mike Reed as one of the 4 check signers for the city of Rockwood effective June 27, 2023 through November 30th, 2023. What this is getting somebody new on here, and getting them trained up for the next new bunch coming in here in a few years, so. What's the will of the council? Motion by Councilwoman Evans, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bryant. Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
No, sir.
Any further?
Trustee.
Oh, yeah. His name wouldn't be on there if we didn't trust
There you go.
him. Any further comment? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis? Councilwoman Evans? Yes. Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Dawes?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2331, a resolution to continue a contract with East Tennessee Development District for planning and zoning purposes. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Fuller. Councilwoman Wilson?
And nothing.
Councilman Fuller?
East Tennessee Development, they do a great job, and they cover a lot of counties here in East Tennessee, so we should, when you're on the zoning board, it sort of gives us an idea of what other people are doing, and they do a good job of keeping us aware, up to date, so.
Any further comment? Like I said, we've been using them a long time. They work well with Harold, and they keep us up to date and out of trouble, I think, so. Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Dawes?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2332, a resolution reappointing Randy Russell to the Rockwood Beer Board for July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2027. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller, second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Fuller,
Randy will do a great job like he has before.
Councilwoman Evans.
Yes.
Any comment? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Dawes?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2333, a resolution reappointing Darwin Gould to the golf board for a term of August 1st, 2023 through July 31st, 2027. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Bryant, second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Bryant,
He'll do a good job. Yes, as always.
Councilwoman Evans,
He's a good man. I think he does a good job.
any comment? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Dawes?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2334, resolution appointing Julian Anders to the Parks and Recreation Board for a term of July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2028. What's the will of the council?
Oh, I love the wooden shed.
Motion by Councilwoman Evans and second by Councilman Davis. Councilwoman Evans?
Gosh, he does a great job. He's a great man. I think he will do a great job for us.
Councilman Davis. Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Dawes?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2335, a resolution appointing Paul Comacalla to serve on the Board of Waterworks, Sewage, and Natural Gas from a term of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2027. What's the will of the council?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Evans,
Second.
second by Councilman Reed. Councilwoman Evans,
Good man. Works hard. Do a good job.
Councilman Reed.
Coach K will do a real good job. He's a good person, good man.
Any further comment? He'll probably be mad at all of us.
That's all right.
Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Dole.
Yes. Next is Resolution 2336, a resolution appointing Michael Nichols to the Rockwood Electric Utility Board from July 1, 2023 through June 30, 2027. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Davis.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Davis. Councilwoman Evans.
Yeah.
Any further comments? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson, Evans. Councilman Fuller.
Wilson Evans.
How about that?
Councilman Reed.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Dole.
Yes.
At least I wasn't saying the other thing.
Next is Resolution 2337, a resolution reappointing Margaret Fine to the Rockwood Housing Authority Board, serving as the tenant representative from July 1, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2028. What's the will of the council?
Make that motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Evans. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Reed. Councilwoman Evans.
Good lady.
Councilman Reed. Any further comments? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans.
Yes.
Councilman Fuller.
Yes.
Councilman Reed.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Dole.
Yes. Next is Resolution 2338, a resolution reappointing Sherry Hill to the Rockwood Housing Authority Board from July 1, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2028. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson, second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilwoman Wilson.
I think she'll continue to do a great job.
Councilwoman Evans. Any further comments? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans.
Yes.
Councilman Fuller.
Yes.
Councilman Reed.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Dole.
Yes. Next on the agenda is the budget amendment. I'd entertain a motion in a second to get it on the floor.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson, there's a second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Fuller. Councilwoman Wilson.
Just yield to yourself, sir.
I'll yield the floor to the budget amendments.
Okay, so we did some of our cleanup budget amendments in the month of May, and these are the rest of them. And I gave you a new copy tonight because there were some minor changes. I've been battling Comcast for about 6 months on our bills, and got some of that, a resolution to some of that today, which changed some of these budget amendments by just a little, not a lot, but we'll go over them quickly. In the legislative board, we moved $100 from insurance down to miscellaneous expense, which covers the tablets that several accounts will use. In finance, we moved, operating supplies, we moved $1,100, $500 to payroll wages, and $600 to health insurance. Sometimes it depends on the 26 weeks, how we get paid bi-weekly. Every now and then, because we get a week moved back, it just don't follow exactly how you think it should, so we're just putting a little extra in there to cover it in case that it's not right. Tax collection administration, that's where we pay Mr. Lefew and several other things, because he does our back tax work, does our delinquent tax work. So I think probably the ad that ran in the newspaper this time was a little more than it was last year. That made it cost a little more. General government, that's where we pay our utility services for our street lights. And we moved $3,500 from utilities. And we also pay train for maintenance of all of our heat and air filters, how they do it in fire, police, library, community center in here. So we moved it from utilities in City Hall, utilities, where we pay that out of. In police, I'm not sure how many of you are aware, if you've seen the white Explorer sitting out front. This council approved at the end of year before last to buy 2 Explorers. Well, we've been unable to get them because of the issues caused by COVID and all that we went through. So he wanted black Explorers. And they've been on order, and finally they called and said, we have white ones. And so he still waited a while because he wanted black, but it looks like we could never get the black ones. So we went ahead and told them, yes, we'll take the white ones. They delivered them, and on the way here, one of them quit working. So it got sent back, and anyway, this body approved to pay for those Explorers out of fund balance. Out of, when Chief Stenick was here, all the money that was left in payroll because we were 3 officers short. So that is showing $76,172 coming out of the fund balance to pay for those 2 vehicles when we get the other one. And that will leave, I think, $7,888 per car that you also approved to put in everything that it takes to fix them into a police vehicle. So when he gets all those items ordered, it will also come out of fund balance. So we'll have a new budget amendment when that happens. He'll have about $15,000 to equip both of them. And then if it costs him more than that, he'll have to take it out of his regular budget. And he also, in capital outlay, he got some drug fund money in, different things that he got in, that he can buy cameras and vests out of. So that puts that money in there. In the fire department, just a few minor things that need to be changed. One of those being what I told you today about the telephone and the internet. Just moved money from paid on call down to those items. Animal control, he got a few items that was over, one of them being shelter fees, which we have no control over. We never know how many animals we're gonna pick up and how many, we just have to guesstimate it. So we moved a little extra money into shelter fees. Building inspector, we moved $2,000 down to operating supplies and down to demolitions. And we were able to get him a printer where he can print off, site plans when they come in, because now he has to go with UPS, have them printed, pay for it and all that. Now he can print them himself here. In the street department, we moved $10,000 out of his regular wages down to paid on call, because he's been using a lot more part-time while he's been going through the situation of losing these retirees and people that want to retire. He's been using part-time, so we just moved it from one line item to the other. In the garage, had a minor budget amendment there in park and recreation. I don't know how I can even explain all this park and recreation. There's been so many issues with things breaking, things tearing up, and just so much going on down there. But we've received just recently, after we got that other budget amendment passed last month, we received $22,000 more in insurance recoveries for some of the things that was caused by storm damage. And the gazebo down on Gateway that was hit by a car. We just took that money and moved it. And the biggest thing you'll see down there in Lakefront Development, we took some of that insurance recovery money and we're replacing some of those docks down there that have broken boards and issues down there. Actually, he finished the one today that's got the new track and it looks so good. So that's where some of that money went. And as you can see in that amendment, how he was able to do some of those things, he's brought in a lot more money. So $7,250 of that was new revenue that he raised above what we had budgeted. So that was a good job. Golf revenue, same situation. Golf cart rentals works on how many we rent is how much that we got to pay on that line item. They keep part of it, we keep part of it. So when that golf rentals is up, that means we're doing more business, and in the revenue shows we're bringing in the more money, so that covered it.
Is that a 50-50 split?
It's more like 53-40. It's not exactly 50. It's a little bit, you know what? 55-40. 55-45, it's, yeah. So, but when the golf rentals are up, it shows also that the revenue, we're collecting more revenue. And then the library had a very minor budget amendment. On the next page is the airport. So, airport, the biggest thing is buying that fuel in June. It's what hurt them more than anything was the 81,000, but they're gonna bring in the revenue up top to help cover that. when you all approved the taxiway grant, the max on that grant was $37,650. So what this body had decided 2 years ago when we took the airport over was that any excess money would be set aside just for the airport, can't be spent for anything else. So we're taking that grant match out of what's set aside, and it's not costing the taxpayers any money, because it's money that they've made above what it costs to keep the airport open. So that $37.5 was raised by the airport and is at no expense to the taxpayer.
That says a lot for
Yes.
everybody that's been involved in all that.
I mean,
Get
we-
used to it.
Begging for money to match grants way back when, so, but, it's good that we were able to do that. State Street was the last one. That utilities down there is street lights, so that's where we got that bill from REU just recently, where some of the street light poles have been hit by cars and different things. I think we've had 3 or 4 of the concrete poles that have been hit by cars, and normally you say, well, recoup your money from insurance. Well, most of the time, the sad part is the people who hit the poles don't have insurance. So then, you go apply for restitution with the court, but you can't get blood out of the turnip, for lack of better words. So they go to court, and we never ever get to see the money, but we still have to replace the pole. So that's what that was, and that's all my budget amendments. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I think this wraps us up for the year, and everybody finished in the black. Nobody went over their budget. Almost every department had money left over. Some of them had more money than others. Some had a little, some had a lot. But nobody's budget went over, and I think we'll finish 2023 in good shape.
That form was
I don't have anything.
One question about the patrol car, is it gonna be fixed and sent back to us, or, or whatever?
I think Kelly's talking to them. They
Okay.
said it was usually something very minor when something like that happens. Like we recently had a tractor that
Right,
did the same thing.
right.
They delivered it, the first day we drove it, oil went all over the ground and fluids went everywhere, but it was just something that wasn't tightened up in manufacturing.
Sure.
So we haven't heard back from them,
Okay,
but either they'll show us very clearly how they fixed it, or they'll send us another new one,
very good.
but at the same price.
Very good, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further comment on the budget amendments? Thank you guys for all your work on it. That's a lot. I appreciate it. I know it's not easy, so thank you. Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Reeves?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Joel?
Yes. Next is comments from council. I'll start down here with Councilman Bryant.
I'd like to say thank you to Ricky and Bubba for their hard years' work that they put in. Excellent job, appreciate you guys. Like they said earlier, we wish we had a whole field full of it down here. And my, thanks to Rick and his crew and all the employees. I appreciate the job you've done. Thank you.
Councilman Wilson.
I want to thank them as well. I know anytime we do anything downtown, whether it's the fall festival or anything down, you guys are always the ones there, so I appreciate you guys. There's some new businesses in town, if y'all haven't been. There's the bakery, which is really, really good, and he opens at 7 o'clock, so I'm usually stopping there on my way to work in the mornings. And then Kofer's is opened. It's family friendly and dog friendly, which I like. So if you haven't been to either one, you need to give it a try. Thank you to all the department heads, but especially to Kenny and to Dick Spradling, because they're the department heads for my committees, and I know how hard they work, and they go above and beyond. So I appreciate you guys. That's all I got.
Councilman Full.
Appreciate your guys' service, and hope you enjoy your retirement. It's well deserved, that's for sure.
Amen.
And once again, all our department heads just do a great job.
Yes.
And that's reflected in this budget every year. Everybody's staying within their budget, or, even exceeding it, so, even though the tax rate did go up a little bit, I do real estate appraisals all over East Tennessee, and that tax rate's still the lowest around. You know, you don't see anything lower than what we got, so. That's all I have.
Councilman Davis.
Appreciate you guys, enjoy your retirement. And the department heads, you've done a great job of maintaining your budget and keeping them in the black. That's hard to do.
Councilwoman Evans.
I do. I would like to thank all of our employees. We have some great men and women who work for the city and they work hard. One little guy that was hired a few months ago is doing a tremendous job, and that's Ricky Lawson. Bless his heart. Where I have been griping about the houses behind me for years, and they're still not cleaned up. We finally got the people moved out. But in my yard, there was a mother cat and 4 kittens. Next door neighbor had a mother cat, 3 kittens. We've set traps all over my yard. I think Ricky caught 13 cats after they moved out in 2 weeks. We had traps set everywhere. So we couldn't catch them with cat food. We started putting tuna in there and they came out in droves. So he has really been doing a fantastic job and I appreciate him. But if any of you do, and I hope that you will, ride through town, ride up and down every street, and it's getting worse. We have, if you go down Chamberlain, there's possibly 4 houses there. 2 is you get just before you get to Lullaby Lane. There's one so overgrown, if you didn't know there was a house there, you wouldn't see it. And the house before that, a huge, big, beautiful house, inside and out. It is totally grown up. And this is all over our city. Not just up on my street and behind me, but there's 9 up there. So you can imagine if they're that close, they're everywhere. So I'm asking our legal expert here, Mr. Lakeview, to go to check our municipal code. And if I'm reading it right, we contact the people, we give them a letter. If they don't respond, we go back. You've got about 30 days in that period of time. And if they don't comply, you take them to court. If they go to court, they don't clean it up, they're fined $50 a day until it is done. And I was told that this has to go to the county to get it done. We have a judge in Rockwood, Judge Dana Pemberton, and I think she can do this job. And if I'm not mistaken, they changed the rule, doesn't have to go to the county anymore. It can be done in city. And if we go with this and make sure, and I want you to check me out to make sure I'm right, we could get this done in a year's time. There shouldn't be a run-down, vacant, overgrown lot in our city. So I would like for you to check that for me, please. Now, one other thing. Last week I asked for, last month, I asked for a breakdown of all the expenses, and I haven't get to
We're walking the right.
Yes.
I got them right here. I just want to give everybody 4 legs.
Well, that don't help much. We got them after the fact.
Well, I mean,
But I do want, yeah, please. But will you check on
You
that?
have what I asked for as well.
You can bring the,
yes, I do.
Do what?
you can bring the overgrown property issues into city court, but if you're wanting to demolish a house, it has to go through the county court system.
Would you check on everything I asked you though for, to make sure that our municipal code is right, and that we can enforce it the way that it is,
Yeah, you
and not
can,
wait 2 or 3 years to get it done?
you can enforce the clean up the yard, mow the yard in city court by $50 a day. But if you're wanting to demolish someone's house, you can't do that in city court. It has to go to Chancery.
I don't want it demolished or anything, I want money.
Well, if you can, the city judge has jurisdiction to impose a $50 a day fine once she issues a cleanup.
Okay, check and see if I'm right on that we can do it in city rather than through council.
Well, I'm telling you, you are correct.
Okay, part of this,
Okay.
part of this is what Councilwoman Evans has asked for, and part of this is what Councilwoman Wilson has asked for. This is for y'all's information. Any further comment? Councilman Reed, you have anything?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to thank Rick and Buzza for your service, your dedication to the city of Rockwood, and all of our department heads, Rick, Jenny, Matt, and all of them. You do an excellent job, and we really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot also. And thank you for your service. And thank everyone for coming out. Remember July the 10th, the festivities that are going to be going on downtown. It's going to be a big day. Hopefully, we'll have several hundred people there, hopefully. That's all.
First, I'd like to thank Belinda and Becky and every department head and employee that's helped with this budget. I can't tell you enough how much myself and this council appreciates everything you do of keeping your budget under control, staying within your budget, and it helps everybody in our community. I can't tell you how many it means the world to us. Thank you so much. These two over here that quit me,
What is this?
I miss you, and I really hate you're gone, but I hope you really enjoy your retirement.
What is in
Maybe you can ride around and point out yards that need to be mowed. You can call and aggravate Rick, and tell him, hey, that median's not mowed up there in front of Walmart. Y'all may want to get up there. Stay on. I'd like everybody to remember that,
Miss Wilson.
if you get a chance this,
Something, Miss Wilson.
if you get a chance this week,
Something, Miss Wilson.
I'd like to ask everybody, if they get a chance this week, to stop in Gateway Supermarket. They're leaving us this Friday, will be their last day. If you can, it'd be nice if you'd stop in and tell them how much you appreciate what they've done. They've done a lot for our community by reopening the grocery store down there years ago when it was closed, and they're gonna be missed, but we have new owners and we're gonna support them as well, so. Kenny, would you like to speak on the World Series opening ceremonies or anything? Is that July the 20th?
July 20th will be opening ceremonies at Rome State.
No, she's not saying that.
July 20th will be opening ceremonies at Rome State. We'll start planning on the 21st, going for the next 5 days. There'll be 10 teams from 5 different states coming in. So it's going to be hopefully good business for our new marina and for the city as well. We're really excited about having that's the first one ever for that age group. So, and we got it, so we're kind of proud of that. So come out and see some good baseball for 5 and 6 year olds.
And I would like everyone to know that we continue daily working on dilapidated houses and properties. There is a lot of them, but I know over the last several years, we've torn over 150 homes down.
About 170.
170, and we're working on many more of them. It's not as easy as going out there and demanding them to clean it up, but we are working on it. We're going to, this council, I guarantee they're going to work hard to continue doing those things to beautify our city. That's all I have at this point. I'd entertain a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson, second by Councilman Davis.
What is this?
I'll tell you here in just a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? They be none.